So let's expand authoring. And authoring is a bit of a more complicated menu, so we're going to go through the various parts of it. So we got, for example, project tools. Now, project tools are important because they allow us to save, load, and do all of these things. We also can decide what file name to save as. So for instance, I'm going to call this file, this is a project file name. It's limited to 16 characters, and it's very specific characters. I can put spaces, for example, that sort of stuff I'm not allowed to. So I'm going to call this one, for example, sample project. And then I'm going to hit enter. And there you go. It's right there. You can also hit escape if you want to undo, and it will restore whatever was written there before. Here's an example. Oops. Here's an example. There, that works. Okay, so now we can click on save as many times as we want, and it tells us saving successful. So we have saved this project. This means that if we go to load, sample project should be right here. And as you can see, there's a screenshot of our project and also when it's been saved. Now, you will observe shortly that this time is not the time I have in my dash. That's fine. This is because the time that saves is UTC, which means it's universal time and will apply to everyone anywhere in the world, as opposed to having to worry about time zones. This will be useful later. So we can delete files here. For example, I can go to this simple file and delete it. And we can load something different. No graph silly, for example, or V-level, or my project 5, or boost lasers. I'm going to load sample project. Load project. And there's our project, loaded fully. We also have a new button, which self-explanatorily allows us to start a new project, and we can also autosave. And in 1 minute, it will autosave on its own. You can turn this on or off. It's really up to you. Now let's move on, not to project validation. I'm going to skip down a little bit. I'm going to go to level rules. Project validation will come in handy soon. So level rules, we have a level file name. That's because the project and the level are two different things. Now the file name is still following the same rules, so we can't use spaces or anything like that. So this one is going to be called sample level, for example. And the level name, we can call this one, this is a sample level. Yay! Right? And there we go. Down here we have a gold, a silver, and a bronze box. These are times for our time trials. We'll worry about those when the time comes, but you can open and you can set the times for the 3 medals. We're going to close this for now. And then a button that allows us to choose whether the architecture is open or whether it's closed. Now, the level editor can't figure out whether you made an open level, meaning a level where you can fall out of the map, or a level that's closed, because both are possible. So it's up to you to choose them. Now, all that this affects is how the camera will behave in the game. It will either shift back towards the center, or it will ignore the fact that you're about to reach the boundaries, but you will explode unexpectedly, right? Because you've reached the boundaries of the levels. There will be boundaries of the levels irrespective of whether you choose this option to be on or off. However, if it's open, if the level's open, it's best to leave this option on, so you will see that the camera sort of gives the player an understanding that they're about to hit the boundaries now, and they should change direction. Otherwise, they'll blow up. Now, level tools. These, as you can see, 2 buttons are grayed out, export level and upload to Steam. That's because our level hasn't been validated. Like I said, this part is going to come in handy soon. But we also have import level and import from Steam. So for any level that you have created yourself, you can bring it in here. So you can click import from Steam. In my case, I haven't built any levels. Or you can import a level from your local levels. Again, this only works for levels that you built yourself. There are no levels that I've built with my profile yet. So there's nothing for me to import. This doesn't mean, by the way, that there may not be local levels that are here. I just cannot import somebody else's levels. The reason why this has been done this way is so that you don't get to copy, or at least not too easily copy, somebody else's work. In fact, not just you, but nobody else. Okay, now let's move on to the validation aspect. Now you will see here there's a test drive button, but it's turned off. It says Core Hunt test drive locked. We're not sure why, but it's locked. Map screenshot missing, and there's another cross. And time trial test drive locked also. Validate level, and then something that says not validated and 2 arrows that don't seem to be doing anything. Okay, so let's click on this validate level button. So we got a small loading time, and something tells us project validation failed. Errors in authoring menu. So we got 7 errors. The first error is test drive core hunt never completed. Okay. The second error, test drive time trial never completed, but they're locked, so I don't know what to do about that. Map screenshot is missing. Okay, that's these 3. Time trial gold time not valid. Okay, that's because it's unassigned. So let's give it a temporary time, like 10 seconds. I'm going to hit tab to go to the next ones. I can also use the arrow keys or shift tab. There's many options. 20, or you can also click 30. Okay, so I'm going to click away. There. Now this should be here. Gold time not valid. Let's validate it again. Okay, we got 4 errors this time. The first 3 we know. What's the 4th one? Insufficient cores. At least 4 needed. Here it also tells us must have at least 4 cores in your level. Alright, let's go to our points of interest. Grab cores and put 4. There. Now it says need 2. That's for the bronze medal to land. Right? So now, if we validate the level, we only get 3 errors. Okay, well that's not too bad. We can now test drive both types, apparently.